All right, ladies, we're back with an amazing testimony. And Laura is with us today. Her journey's not done, but I am such a believer that when a woman's life changes and she feels empowered, an empowered woman can share her story and empower another woman. And that is what we do here at the VIP. And so, really, we're going to jump right in, Laura, if that's okay with you,
Yeah, that's great.
because yes, girl, like something you told me yesterday when we were just kind of chatting was, you know, joining VIP felt like a risk.
Yeah.
You had tried a lot of things before VIP. Um, but when you first heard about VIP, what was it that made you hesitate?
Well, I was skeptical because I have joined other programs before where I got on sort of that initial call and people would say, like, I've got you, you've got this. This is a fully supported program. You can reach out anytime. And honestly, it just never worked out that way. And I don't know the reason behind that, but I sort of had felt like, someone gets the sale and then maybe that's that. Or if, my path wasn't following exactly along with, the expectation, that maybe, no one really wanted to like dig in with me. And I kind of knew that someone was going to have to dig in with me.
Yes, and that makes sense. And I definitely want to talk about the support inside VIP. But I think let's go back for a second. And that makes sense. And I feel like a lot of women can relate to that because there's a lot of fear. A lot of women have tried a lot of things and they maybe didn't get what they wanted or expected. Let me ask you this, girl. Like, what was life like in your body before VIP? What did you feel like in your own body that, a lot of women might relate to?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even recognize myself, honestly. Like, I was one of those annoying people who just was always the same weight, the same size, even after my kids. I just never had any issues with weight gain or lack of energy or anything like that. And then perimenopause hit. And I didn't really even know what it was. It was at the same time as COVID. So we were all home. We were all having happy hour on the driveway at 4 o'clock every day. I was not eating well. I was sitting around like much more than I ever had. And so it was almost like this perfect storm. And by the time I figured out what was
Right.
happening, I was already in a situation. So it was just like this sort of slow and steady weight gain that I just didn't notice sort of in time. And then all types of things were affected, my energy, my mindset, how I just all the things. So it wasn't great. And I went on and on with it. Like I just kept thinking, oh, I can figure this out. How I know what to do. How hard can this be? And yeah, it was harder than I thought. Yeah.
Right. No, that is so relatable. And like you said, trying to figure this out on your own. What would you say, okay, before starting VIP, going through this, your body's changing, perimenopause, you had COVID, the
Yeah.
perfect storm. What was the hardest part for you that nobody else could really see?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think the hardest part for me is that as a mom and a wife and a leader and an employee and all these different roles, I just kept pushing, but I don't think people could see how tired I was, or maybe they could and they just didn't tell me, or maybe I don't think anyone knew how much I was really struggling, not necessarily with self-concept. I mean, I do have a pretty healthy self-esteem, thankfully, from my amazing parents, but um, I just didn't feel like myself. I don't know how else to say it. And I've heard so many women say that. And every time I hear someone say that, I'm like, yes, that's it. I don't know what else to say other than I would look at myself in the mirror and not recognize myself. I wasn't sleeping well. I knew I wasn't eating enough, but I really wasn't sure what to eat. There's just so many mixed messages out there that I just couldn't put it together. I couldn't figure it out, and I felt lousy.
Yes. Girl, that is so relatable and so well stated. You said it. And that is exactly like you said, you're hearing it from your peers and you're hearing it with
Yep.
Inside VIP. And it's just so many women saying, gosh, Kim, I don't feel like myself. I
Yeah.
don't look like myself. I don't feel like myself. I'm not sure what to do. Where do I start? And that is a battle that I think a lot of women carry in silence.
Yes.
And that is why, I just think it's so awesome that you're able to kind of shed some light on this and show women that it can be different. And so let me ask you this, girl, knowing it can be different, because that's why we're here today. Was there a moment that that's when it hit you, because you were really hesitant about starting because of
Yeah.
your past experience. But Laura, was there a moment that you thought, man, this is actually different?
Well, yeah, there was definitely a moment where I knew it was different. And that moment was I wasn't having immediate success here either. And I had seen all the things like, great chance of losing 20 pounds in 3 months, and for a lot of people, I know that that happens. That was not happening for me.
Hmm.
Um, and I
Right.
was doing all of the things I thought, and I really
Hmm.
was frustrated. I'm going to be frank. I was pissed. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Why does this work for everyone else? And I really got vocal with you and your team and all of the amazing women. And you guys, instead of like getting frustrated with me or giving up on me, you guys jumped in like 10 toes down. I'm going to get emotional. Like it was amazing. And it was exactly what I needed.
And that, oh, girl, because it's hard. And in perimenopause, and your body's changed, and
Yes.
your body wanted to hold so bad. Your
Yeah.
body wanted to hold. I have goosebumps just thinking about our phone call and our conversation, and
Yeah.
I
It was
appreciate you
awesome.
sharing your.
Yeah.
Laura, you are so not alone, and that is a big part of this is that brick wall didn't want to break, right? And everybody's brick wall breaks at different times. And so Laura reached out and we got on a call. And Laura, if you can remember, like, I think one thing that really stands out to me about your story is it didn't begin with weight for you. It began with other things that we needed to um I don't want to say fix, but like
Work through.
reset, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, work through, reset. Like if you can, maybe just shed some light on that. Because if any woman's watching this, they're probably like, well, what was it? Like, what did you need to reset? Because they're on the other side saying, that's me. I can't break
Right.
through. My brick wall is so solid. Just like Laura's like, what was it that if you can remember back to our conversations, because you and I got on some support calls,
Yep.
like what was it that we needed to break through, reset, fix, help before you're down 3 pant sizes, which we'll get to. Okay, but what would you say?
Yeah, well, I know exactly what it is. I am an all or nothing human. So I am either all the way in, doing all of the things at the exact same time, putting all of this pressure on myself. This is the program. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be walking 30 minutes every day. I'm supposed to be eating 120 grams of protein. I'm supposed to be drinking this much water. I'm supposed to be doing all these things. And I was doing all of those things and nothing was happening right away, right? Well, first of all, I didn't get to where I was overnight. So I was being a little impatient. That can also, be part of my personality. But what I feel
Right.
like I needed from you was that talk that you gave me about being gentle with myself, breathing, calm down, like take it easy, release the pressure. Because I historically am the type of person that I'm either all in or I'm freaking out. There's really not a whole lot of in between. And I got to learn that in between, because I need that in between in lots of different, facets of life. So it was really like more meaningful to me than at that point. Like you were helping shape sort of like my new version of myself, which I need to have. Like I don't need to be perfect all the time. I don't need to have pressure all the time. I don't need yet another thing to be responsible for. I need to just freaking
Mm,
relax and trust the process. And honestly, the minute that I did that, I seriously think I lost 5 pounds like in the next week and a half. I don't know. It's just like my body released. And it's slow. It is slow and steady. I am not, yes, but I am breathing. When I'm walking, I'm not out there trying to run a marathon. I'm just walking. And I'm just looking at the
yeah.
flowers. Like, hi, that's okay.
Yes.
I mean, it was really impactful
Right.
for me. Yeah.
Oh, girl, that is so powerful. So hear that, ladies. All or nothing mentality. I know so many of you are going to relate to Laura in this. We
Yeah.
have a lot of high achieving women that come to VIP. We have hustlers, we have go getters, we have checklist checkers. And that was Laura. She's like, Kim, tell me what to do. I'm going to do it. She checked her list. She had her protein. She was eating almost exactly perfect. But the thing I want everyone to hear is that a lot of what Laura dealt with wasn't even about doing things perfect for weight loss. It was her check with herself.
Mm-hmm.
It was grace for herself. It was
Yes.
gratitude for herself. This was a huge, I think the biggest thing that stands out about your story is just the mindset shift
Yes.
that you just decided. But it was through one thing I want everyone to hear is that Laura was courageously bold to reach out and say, I need help. Something's not right. And when you did that and we got on that call and I just got real with you, it
You did.
resonated and her body released.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that is beautiful. And that's something that, like, I think what's really powerful about you telling your story, Laura, is like, that's not something I can tell you on paper. Like, that was a personal experience that we dove deep into because you were willing to go there,
Yes. And that
right?
was the game
So,
changer for me. That was the game changer. I mean, I remember on that call you saying, I want you to breathe before you put food in your mouth, and I want you to thank the food. And I was like, wait, what? And you were like, trust me. And I was like, okay. I
I
mean,
know.
at that point, I was like, all right, whatever she says, I'm going to try. And I promise you, it weirdly made a gigantic difference. And it was exactly what you said, that being
Yeah.
gentle and that just
Yeah.
honoring myself. Yeah.
Honoring your body. And that's where, I mean, and without going into it too much, but like it's the mind body connection. It's like
Yeah.
what happens here affects here. And
Yeah.
it's really, someone might look at VIP and be like, oh, that's a weight loss program and da da da. It's so much more. Like,
It really
Laura,
is.
you know, tell us why, because like I know I created the dang thing, right? But like from your perspective as someone who's been stuck, as somebody who desired to feel like themselves again, as someone who wanted to lose weight, as someone who can check the boxes, think about your perspective of VIP before and then
Hmm.
think about your perspective now and like maybe just shed some light on that for the women that could be judging or shaming or that's not for me. And granted, like to each their own, but through your experience, like what is it besides the weight that you have gained or experienced that you would shed some light on for other women?
Well, I mean, I think originally I thought, well, I'm sure there's a food plan. And what I liked is that you're a professional. And so you aren't just some random person on Instagram talking about food or whatever. So I did like that you actually are, knowledgeable and licensed and, all the things. But originally I thought I was going to have a food plan and I was probably going to have to like move my body every day. And, I don't know. And what I liked is that I knew I was going to be turning my logs into someone and I was going to have that sort of, built-in accountability. But what I ended up realizing is that this is not sort of a one dimensional situation. If you're not sleeping well, then you're not necessarily metabolizing. And if you're not moving, then you have less energy, just the whole, like all of it together um, has been key for me. But again, the biggest piece has been the support. And I knew that you said I would have support, but I needed somebody to prove it to me. And you guys proved it to me. And now I'm in. And so I feel like when I'm not worrying about how long my results are going to take or, all of that, then I can actually get results because I'm not all
Oh,
tensed up and, again, with the pressure and all of that. But we needed to work on my sleep. We needed to work a little on my digestion. We definitely needed to work on my mindset. I mean, I just don't think you get that everywhere. I know you don't because, again, I tried for like 4 years to piece it together myself and here and there and $47 program here and $200 program there and, just nothing, nothing, nothing. So, I'm proud of myself for investing in myself. I'm proud of myself for investing in myself because it is an investment, but I am 100% worth it. And here we are.
and has it been worth it to you
Oh,
with the results
beyond.
you've gotten?
Yeah. Yeah, beyond. But I
Yeah,
want to
tell me about.
stress.
Yes.
Yeah. But I want to stress to be oddly enough, I thought I was coming for weight loss. And I am. I mean, that is my ultimate goal, but I have gained so much more than that with the mindset work that I didn't know I needed. So there have been some surprises in there for me and I'm fine with that. So I think I would really encourage people, you have to be open because it might not unfold exactly the way that you think it's going to. It might not be as quote unquote simple or easy for you as you think it might be. You cannot compare yourself to anyone else because not everyone has the same work.
That is beautiful and well said. And what I love about that is that you're so happy. You came in wanting weight loss, your
Yeah.
body was resisting. What you got was so much more. So, what are some of your results? Because if someone's watching this, they're like, okay, but tell us, like, what are your results? And, what, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of the things is that I'm sleeping better than I have in years. You like taught me about a little cocktail in the evenings that is like dreamy. And just a lovely
So good.
ritual and relaxing and all the things. And I love a cocktail, so it might not have vodka in it, but that's all right. I've adjusted. It's
Yes,
great.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And it
Um,
works. Yes.
it works, yeah. So, my sleep is better. My energy is exponentially better. I feel like I wake up and I know what to do. I wake up, I know what to do. It's not hard anymore. It was hard for the
Oh,
first 3 months because I had to teach myself new habits, new thought processes, things like that. And so I've gained better sleep. I've gained a new routine that is simple and makes sense to me. Again, key being it did not start out simple. You have to work, but I mean, it happens, right? Um, I have lost
mhm.
almost 3 pant sizes, like I would say 2.8 sizes. I was in a new size that I did not want to be in. And now I'm in a great size that's a little tight. So like we're not done. It's happening. I don't
Yeah.
really care at this
Yes.
point. Like I was so attached to like the number at a, at one point, and once, I let all of that go, it's just happening on its own. So, as far as actual
Beautiful.
poundage goes, I'm not sure I've even lost 20 pounds yet, but it's like my body is sort of recalibrating and reshaping. I can feel it, I can see it. I need to stay off the scale because I can very much get back into that mindset of like, are you freaking kidding me? Like nobody needs that. So I'm just looking at the
Right.
non-scale things, and it's happening. I'm sure if I were to hop on the scale, it's maybe even more than
Sure.
that, but I don't need that. I don't need that.
Not about that. It's not about that, is it, girl?
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really beautiful about your story too. And that's what I want women to understand is like, I know that about Laura, right? I know that that can be a total just mind distraction for her. And so
Hmm.
we don't need to weigh. But like, what is happening? Are you noticing better sleep, better digestion, better energy, pant
Yeah.
sizes, how your clothes fit? Are
Yeah.
you feeling more confident?
Yeah.
And so I think that's just so powerful, Laura. That's what I love about your story is because, like, yes, we are the VIP weight loss system. However, what Laura's saying is it's been so much more for her. So let me ask you this last question. What, I have it written down here. What's one thing you believed about yourself that isn't true anymore since you've started
Ooh,
VIP?
that's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think one thing that I believed about myself that I know not to be true anymore is that to be successful, you don't have to be perfect. To be successful, you don't have to be 100%. To be successful, you don't have to be on a certain timeline. Like, just let it go.
Mm. Yeah, girl, that is powerful right there.
Yeah, it
You
was
put
really
it,
big for me.
I mean, wow, that's so incredible. And how does it feel to let that go? How
Oh,
does it feel to live more free?
yeah. I feel like weights have been lifted off my shoulders that again I didn't really realize I was carrying. So breathing for me has been
Mhm.
huge. It's such an obvious thing, and I know for a fact that most women are not breathing. And the reason we're not breathing is because we're too busy doing everything for everyone else, right? And so those deep, slow breaths, again, it seems so simple, but this is the key here. It's like, yeah, you can read something on Instagram and think like, oh, well, I do that. Or you can, find a tip on Facebook where it's like, do this and lose whatever. At this age and stage, for most of us, it's probably a little deeper than that. So get some help. You don't have to do it by yourself.
That is so good. Well, and that final note, I think we'll go there is Laura, you are a light. Okay, you just are. And you get to shine brighter now because you get to be more authentically yourself. We're
Yep.
removing the weight, we're helping your body connect mind, body, soul. You're leaning into who you are, not having to be perfect, but feeling restored and renewed every day. Laura, that's empowering, that's inspiring. If someone's watching this today and they're thinking, "Oh my gosh, I'm scared. I can it work for me? What should I do?" I mean, what would you tell that woman that could be watching your story today?
I mean, honestly,
What would you tell her?
yeah, I would tell her to just ask for help, meet
Yeah.
you and your team 100% of the way,
Yeah.
and allow
Hmm.
someone to carry you. Like just
Oh,
be brave enough to ask for help. It's as women, we have different
yeah.
experiences than men. No judgment, it's just a fact. So if you've
Hmm.
tried all of the things, if you think you know what to do and you're doing it and it's still not working, just put it all down and ask for help. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, girl. And that can be really hard for high achieving
Really hard.
women.
Really hard. Yeah.
And that is huge, and I think that that is very well stated. So we will definitely end on that note because that is what we want to leave all of you with is we want you to know you do not have to carry this on your own. You do not have to figure this out on your own. It is an investment in your health. But as Laura said, man, she's forever changed. And this is why we tell these stories at the VIP Collective and with the VIP Weight Loss System. It is real women, just like
Yeah.
you and I, and just like Laura here today. We are real women. We are moms. We are working. We are carrying our families. But as we say here, you lead, they follow, and let us lead you. Like Laura said, you will do the work, but we'll show you the way and we'll support you. And so, what a beautiful testimony today. I know your work isn't done, Laura, and that's okay, right? We have
Yeah.
freedom in that, we have peace with that, and you get to just keep stepping into that. So, thank you for sharing your story today. I know it will empower and inspire others. It's just what we do. So, thanks for being here and sharing your
Thank
story.
you. Thank you so much.